Okay, so this is Rebecca from Go Real, and this morning I'm talking to Rose Glendinning from Nappy Bliss. Hello, Rose.
Hi, Rebecca.
I just wanted to ask you first of all, Rose, how you got involved in the real nappy industry?
It was about 15 years ago, when my son was born. I used cloth nappies on him. For me, it was just, there was no question about using disposables at all. And it was something at the time that I just went with because I knew it was right for me and for my son. And then a few years ago, a mum local to me was looking for a tumble dryer on free cycle, and I had one going spare, so I took it round to her. And she actually wanted it because she was going to be using cloth nappies, and she actually mentioned the fact that there wasn't a laundry service in the area. And I was looking to start my own business at the time, and as it's something I'm really keen about, and even though my son was in nappies 15 years ago, 13 years ago now, it was still something I was very keen about, had kept an eye on, and it just seemed right at the time to go into that area.
Right.
So here I am.
Excellent. And so you set up a laundry business?
Yes, we did. That's what we started off, just as a laundry service in the local area, but it's slightly changed since then, but that was our sort of founding idea.
Excellent. And when you used Real Nappies, did you use a laundry service yourself, or...?
I did initially, yes, because I was a nurse at the time, and, you know, quite a busy mum. So initially I used the laundry service, but once I got into the swing of being a mum, being back at work, I actually started to wash my own because I didn't need to have the laundry service doing that for me. I was in a routine enough where, popping them in the machine and hanging them up to dry wasn't actually such a big deal anymore.
Excellent. And so what were the main things that persuaded you to use Real Nappies in the first place?
I suppose, to me, I never actually even considered disposable nappies. My nephew and niece are only sort of 11, 12 years younger than I am, and my sister had used Terry's on the first one and disposables on the second one. But it just wasn't something that I wanted to do for Daniel. I knew it was wrong for the environment, and I knew that cloth nappies would be better for him. And it really just, it was never something I considered not doing. It just seemed right for me.
Just a natural choice.
Yes, yeah, very much so. And I'm very keen on the environment, and something like that just fell into place nicely alongside my general ethos about life.
Excellent. And so, you mentioned that to begin with, you were slightly worried about the time issue that it might have taken to use Real Nappies. Were there any other concerns you had about using them?
I think a lot of it were actually friends' perceptions. It wasn't anything that I'd considered because as I say, it was something I wanted to do and I went for it. It was only when I started to use them that it was friends that started to question, well, don't they smell? Doesn't it take up a lot of your time? Aren't they more bulky? It was actually all my friends that came up with all the objections. And to me, these issues weren't a problem for me. I could see that they would be for other parents, but for me, because it was something I was so keen about, I found ways around those problems. The clothes issues, I just used to buy my son bigger trousers and turn the hems up. If you want to, there's ways to get around all of the perceived problems, and most of them I didn't consider were problems.
And the friends that were making the objections, had they actually used Real Nappies themselves?
No, absolutely none of them. They hadn't even considered it. It was just something that they actually all thought I was a little bit mad at the time. And that it wasn't something, I don't eat meat, but I don't sort of force other people to listen to my views, and it was the same with cloth nappies. It was my choice to use them, and it was their choice not to. We used to have the odd discussion about it, but it was what was right for me at the time and what I believed was right for my son, and I, to a degree, ignored all their objections and just got on with it.
Excellent. And so coming back to the laundry service, because not all of the areas in the UK have laundry service, so not everyone will be aware of how they work. Can you just explain for me how a laundry service would work?
Yep, we provide as many nappies a week as the parents need, or as the child's going to use. So whether or not they're using 20, 30 nappies a week, or whether they're possibly using 60 or 70 nappies when they first start, we will provide as many as they need. We provide boosters and liners. We also provide a bin. And then once a week we go round and we collect the dirty nappies off the doorstep, and we provide fresh, clean nappies in their place. So the mums don't have to be in. It's something, we've never had any nappies go missing. And it's really convenient for them. It's no different for them popping the rubbish out, apart from the fact when they get home there's some nice clean nappies waiting for them.
Excellent. And so what do you think are the main benefits of a nappy laundry service for parents?
For parents, I think it's going to be the convenience, the same as it was for me with my son. You know, I just couldn't entertain the idea of doing all that washing when I was a new mum on my own. So the laundry service makes a big difference as far as the convenience issue is concerned. And also it means some parents don't actually want to be washing their own for other types of reasons, and it means that they can still use cloth nappies. And the biggest thing is the convenience, and also because we're washing and transporting in bulk, it is actually slightly better for the environment.
Right, okay. And so it provides a choice for those parents who are unsure about the extra washing.
Yeah, it just adds in an extra choice. And we actually find some parents start off with the laundry service, as I did, when they have their baby first of all, just to get into the swing of using cloth nappies. And then once they settle down and know that it's right for them, then they'll go ahead and make that investment in buying some nappies and washing themselves.
Right. And how much would a service like that cost?
It's about £52 per calendar month, which works out roughly at about £11.95 a week.
Right, okay. And Rose, where is Nappy Bliss based?
We are based in the New Forest, in a little village called Sway, which is lovely. But we actually cover most of Hampshire. We go into Dorset and Wiltshire as well. Okay.
I should actually say that if parents in other areas are looking for laundry services, there is a service on the Go Real website called the Nappy Finder, and you can do a search for laundries on there. So if you aren't in the area that Nappy Bliss is, do have a look to see if there is something available where you are. And I understand that you actually provide a service to nurseries as well in your area, is that right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we actually had a nursery approach us because they were using a laundry service up in London, and they tried to use local suppliers as much as possible. So that's an area that we've now gone down as well, which we're finding quite successful. So we are expanding in that area, and we're just finding that it's actually exposing more mums to the use of, or not just mums, obviously parents in general, to the use of cloth nappies. And we're actually finding that more mums are approaching us about the idea because they've seen that it works in the daytime when their children are in childcare.
That's great. And how many nurseries are you catering for at the moment?
At the moment we've only got 2 on board, but
right.
It's, as I say, it's an area that we're expanding down, and we're using Real Nappies Week next week as sort of a bouncing board to try and get more nurseries on board and to actually look at the idea generally and to try and help expose their parents to the issue of cloth nappies generally.
Excellent. And Go Real also actually has a nursery booklet available. So if anyone's listening and wants to speak to their nursery or their nursery managers about introducing cloth into their nursery, we can provide some information of what they might need to think about, and perhaps provide contacts to laundry services like Rose. So that's fantastic. But do you find, we often get asked by parents about nurseries and about whether they will accept their children in Real Nappies. What would you say to parents who are looking for childcare options?
Personally, I didn't have any problems when my son was in nappies, but I know there are some nurseries that will raise eyebrows. I think one of the things is that you could do to compromise with that is actually to get a nappy system that's reasonably easy to use, such as an all-in-one or a pocket or a pop-in that is as simple to pop on as a disposable nappy would be. And I think most nurseries are open to the idea, and if I'm to be honest, if I wanted to use cloth nappies and the nursery wouldn't entertain the idea, then I wouldn't want my son to go there anyway. So I think it's something you need to have a negotiation with the nursery and find what can work for both of you. But I think a lot of the time it's the nurseries just need a little bit of support and guidance, and that's one of the things that we do ourselves, is to make nurseries realise that it isn't difficult and it can fit into their daytime routine as easily as disposable nappies can do.
Excellent. Yeah, that's great advice. You also sell nappies within your company, don't you? Is that a new thing for Nappy Bliss?
It is. We started off just as a laundry service, but we found that some mums, once they'd got into the swing of being parents themselves, they then wanted to actually wash their own. So we wanted to be able to provide a complete service for parents, and so we went down the retail line as well, and it's an area that I've got huge knowledge on, so it just seemed a waste not to be able to offer that to them as well.
Excellent. And so is that an online shop?
We've just put the online shop up, yes. Initially it was just me going around with a lot of demo nappies, doing one-to-one and group sessions, but now we have actually got our online shop up and ready to go in time for Real Nappy Week next week, which is great. Brilliant,
that's fantastic. And so if anyone wants to look at that shop or Nappy Bliss, what's the web address, Rose?
It's www.nappybliss.co.uk.
That's excellent. It's been really interesting finding out more about Nappy Bliss and also about your own experience of using Real Nappies. Just before we end, I wanted to ask what Real Nappy secret you would like to share with other parents?
I would just say, if it's something you want to do, just go for it. Do what you think is right for your individual circumstances, and also seek out help. Get help from the people that know, either other parents that have used it or local networks. And once you get that help and support, then it really is an easy journey to go down.
Brilliant, that's great. Thank you ever so much for talking to us today, Rose, and enjoy Real Nappy Week.
You're very welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you.